All right. Dougie, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you, Todd. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Tell the folks at home where you are in the world right now.
So I'm in Stockholm, Sweden. It's about the team I'm playing in. It's like a small suburb in Stockholm. Stockholm's pretty big, the area. So I'm about on a train 25 minutes from central Stockholm. I'm living about 20 minutes away from the rink. So it's a nice spot. It's pretty quiet. I'm living like right in the middle of the forest. So
Nice.
it's yeah, it's Stockholm's a big place. Maybe when people think of Stockholm, they just think of the city centre, but it's nice to be relatively close to that too. So
So, and what's the name of the team you're in?
Segeltorp, how you would say it without the Swedish accent.
I got
So
and with the Swedish accent, I know you speak Swedish, so
yeah, it's like Segeltorp.
I got you.
Yeah.
Are you the only non-Swedish player on your team?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. We've got one guy that's half Estonian, but he grew up in Sweden too. So yeah. Other than that, it's just me.
So, so tell everyone how it came about. Obviously, I don't mean like us telling you to look for a job or anything like that. I mean, why Sweden? I know you have a history there, but maybe fill people in the quick version of how you got there and why you're where you are right now.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, when we sort of found out that there wasn't going to be a start of the season when we were hoping in the UK, it was kind of just trying to get out there to as many teams because I felt like I needed to play the year and it was going to be the best thing for my development. Would have loved to have been back in Cardiff, but with the situation being how it was pretty not urgent, but I was pretty I was wanting to find a team pretty quick. So I reached out to some contacts that I have in Sweden. Obviously, I played my junior hockey here, and I loved my experience, my 4 years here. Had a contact in this team, and there were a couple options, but I felt this was going to be the best for my opportunities to play a lot of minutes and develop as a young player. So that's why I chose here, and so it's been great so far.
Excellent. And did you know the coach? Is that sort of the connection?
Yeah, so actually, my best buddy, who I lived with for almost 3 years when I was in Orebro, where I played my juniors, it's his older brother who who's running this team. So I know the family. I just kind of got in contact with him, and he was super jacked up to get me over here. And obviously, it's been pretty tough for guys to find jobs during this time. So it was definitely a great option for me.
Nice. So fill us in on the league, the level of the league, because obviously Devils fans will know, Vecchio and Frölunda, but talk about the levels and kind of the makeup of your league, the age of the players and everything.
Yeah, well, so put it into perspective. Our average age on our roster is 21. So I mean, the oldest guy on our team is I think he was born 88, so it'd make him around 30. And then the next oldest guys are 94, so 4 years older than me, so it'd be 26, and then the rest are around my age, 21, 20, 22 kind of things. And then that's pretty consistent across the whole league in Division One here. Very young. It's a great stepping stone for players coming out of like the highest league, junior league, which is the under 20 Super Elite.
Which you
And
played.
yeah, what's that?
You played in that league before you went.
Yeah, so I played in that league. That was where I played my last 2 years in Sweden, in my juniors. So it's a very young league. Level wise, I think first of all I'll say it's a completely different style of game. So it's very, to put it without sounding disrespectful, it's all over the place. It's run and gun for 60 minutes, and it's not as much structure and not as systematic as what I've been used to for the past 2 years. So it was definitely an adjustment. I'm still adjusting now. I feel, but it's fun hockey. It's very offensive. They like to go north south throughout the whole game, and it's a different style of game, but the level is good. The speed's very similar to the elite league, but you do notice when you're playing with younger guys that maybe decisions and stuff like that maybe aren't as quick as what I've been used to in Cardiff and the level of the elite league. So it's different when you're playing against men. But I've really enjoyed it, and it's been great for me. So
Nice. And so, I mean, Swedish hockey in general is like you described, run and gun, but also very skill based. Do you find with the training specifically, do you guys do a lot of skill based training?
you know what, we've had such a crazy schedule actually, because the season normally starts in September, I think, and it got pushed back to October 4th. I think we had like 6 games in the first, or like 7 games in the first 2 weeks, and then after the 8th game, we actually got paused due to Corona in our division. So we haven't. It's been literally. It's felt like a game every other day since being here. But so we haven't had much time to just focus on skills, like skill specific training. But I do know from being here, for the 4 years in my juniors as well, is 3 times a week we would have just a skill session where it was you worked on little details similar to what we would do with maybe Lordo in Cardiff throughout the summer. So it's definitely something that they focus on, and it's a big part of what makes players successful over here is their skill. So
And so with your teammates, with the Swedish guys, are they hoping, like, play at this level for a couple of years and maybe get a chance to go up to the Allsvenskan league, and then maybe
so that's generally guys' route is when they start in Division 1 is work their way up through the Allsvenskan and hopefully get to the Allsvenskan. And I mean, it happens different for different guys. I know there was one guy a couple of years ago that was playing in this league, a defenseman, and Vekwa picked him up from this league, and he's now their number 1 PP defenseman. So that's some pretty impressive scouting from Vekwa. So it can happen different ways, but generally, you go from this league to the Allsvenskan and from there on. So yeah, I would say that's the most common route.
So you're not the only Brit in that league, though.
No, Kirky's here.
Yeah.
Kirky's here. Kirky's in team near Gothenburg. So I spoke to him a little bit.
Have you played with guys yet?
What's that?
Have you played his team yet?
No, so our division is just, well, we have, I think our longest bus ride's only like 3 hours in our division, so it's quite nice. But I think 6 or 7 of the teams are in the Stockholm area. So
how many teams in your, like, explain the whole setup. I know a bit about it, but explain it to everyone at home.
Yeah, so we play within our division before Christmas, which is 12 teams in our division. There's 4 divisions across the league. So what's that? 4 times 12 is 40, 48. Quick maths.
Don't worry.
Maths isn't my strong point. So in your division, you play until Christmas, and then the top 5 from your division then play. It's tough to explain, but basically the goal is before Christmas to come in the top 5 in your division, and then you play basically for seedings for playoffs after Christmas. If you come in the bottom 7 in your division, you then have to win the division you're put into after Christmas to kind of do a backdoor route into playoffs. So it's pretty complicated. It's kind of tough to explain, but
it's good. I mean, it shows how much hockey there is in Sweden. I mean, at that level, that 48 teams and essentially 24 make the playoffs, I guess, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So have you been I'm sure you've been staying in touch with a few of the guys. around the Devils guys. I mean, and you saw that Haddad and McNamee and Jardine are with Lordo and Reds. So
Yeah.
there's a good contingency in Greenville. They're starting up. I actually think they have their first exhibition game this Friday. So
Yeah, this weekend. I actually spoke to Reds yesterday. So
how's
yeah.
he? Is he doing all right?
Yeah, he's doing great. I've kept in contact with all the boys actually. I mean, we still have our group chat from last year. So I think we had such a tight knit group that it's nice to sort of keep that contact up with everyone. Yeah, Reds is doing well. Jards, Mac, and Haddadi are all loving it over there. So yeah, it's nice to kind of keep in contact, see what those boys are up to.
No, I think the whole hockey world is watching how the East Coast League goes, because I know they're letting fans in the building. So,
Mm-hmm.
assume your buildings are no fans. Is that how you guys are going about it?
So we have max 50 at our games. They actually changed that a couple of weeks back to maximum maximum of 8 people. So I don't really know.
And you said you got shut down for COVID. Just
Yeah.
one of the teams in your league got it, and you guys all had to stop.
Well, yeah. So I actually went through our whole division. So actually, 8 or 9 of our guys went down with it as well. I was okay, thankfully. I think I've got some immunity now, so that's nice to know. But it pretty much, so out of the 12 teams in our division, it went through I think 7 or 8. So and it was pretty common across the whole Division 1 league that teams were coming down with it. So they had to pause it for a couple of weeks, let guys get healthy, and then start back up again. So
I gotcha. So I ran into a Sam Duggan super fan today. And I wish this is how bad I should have. I mean, I should have found out their name. But
yeah.
the only thing they wanted to know was how Sam Duggan was doing, and I said I'm actually going to catch up with him tonight. And so I said, give me some questions for him. So I've got some.
I'm ready.
Okay,
I'm ready.
First question, and I thought we would answer it right away. They wanted to see your hair.
Oh.
Are you still shaved? Is it still shaved?
First of all, I had a text through from Blair Riley a couple months back, maybe one of the scariest people I've ever met. Tough guy, and he was like, "Dougie, you need to get rid of that skull head." He was like, "It's frightening." So I don't know if to take that as a compliment or I don't know, but yeah, it's still.
It's more than it was in the summer.
I've kept it shaved.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice actually. I did it like during lockdown. Kind of liked how it felt, and I don't know. I'm gonna let it grow back though in next summer. So.
And this might be the light that I'm seeing in your apartment, but do you have a mustache, or you just have
No, well, I did have a mustache
from November?
Yeah, but it went away yesterday. So.
Hockey question was the next question. How are you doing personally? Are you getting a ton of ice?
Yeah, so it's been that's been the most important thing for me so far this year. Is my minutes have been great. So I've loved sort of because I was my minutes at times with the sort of depth we had in Cardiff was limited, and I knew that. I was I felt like I accepted that role and played that role quite well, but it's been great this year to have more minutes and produce a little bit more. So it's I've been happy. Like I said, it's been an adjustment with the style of hockey, and after not being on the ice for 6 months, I think I had a game 2 days after I got here. So it was an adjustment and getting my legs back into me, but I'm kind of feel like I'm finding my feet now, so I'm happy with my game, where my game's at. So hopefully I can just build on it.
Nice. This is not hockey related at all.
Okay.
Favorite restaurant in Cardiff?
There's so many. Favorite restaurant. If you want something quick, me and the boys would always run by Tortilla. That was a good spot to just maybe grab a lunch after practice. But I'm a big fan of Oaxaca. me and Marty and some of the boys would go there quite often. So, well, actually, I think we sort of discovered it towards the end of last year more so. So I think that will be definitely a place that I go and eat when I'm back in Cardiff.
We got to hit those boys up for sponsorship at Oaxaca. You're
Absolutely,
already
absolutely.
about it. I think I've gone there. I think I've gone there once a week since it opened. My kids
Yeah,
love
it's great. It's really good.
it. Favorite pub?
In Cardiff?
Yeah.
Favorite pub in Cardiff? Again, there's so many cool spots.
They're all closed.
I mean, would you count Brew House as a pub? That's a pub, right?
Look who you're talking to, man. My favorite pub is the upstairs bar in Ice Arena Wales. It's the only place.
That's a good pub too.
Brew
Yeah,
House. I know where that is. That's in the brewery quarter, isn't it?
yes, yeah. So I would say that's
is that your go-to spot?
that's a great spot to if you want to catch some live music and have a couple laughs with the guys. So I would say that Brew House is one of my favorites for sure.
Last question that they asked me: do you prefer the Swedish food over the Welsh food, or the Welsh food over the Swedish food?
I'm gonna have to go with Welsh food. Absolutely, really? Yeah. I think I'm not a fussy eater, so I'll eat anything. But I think the food in the UK is it's home, right? So
do they do anything? Is there any strange foods that they eat for pregame or anything weird in Sweden?
You could put me on the spot now. I'm not too sure. They love meatballs over here, and I know that's such a stereotype, but I mean they love their meatballs. I love the Swedish meatballs. To be fair, they're great, but nothing particularly weird. I've noticed anyway. They do eat a lot of moose,
really?
which is I've actually tried it for the first time since being here this time, and I really like it. It's like it sort of tastes similar to steak. So moose tongue as well, which I've never tried, but
that's pretty risque. I don't know.
Pretty hardcore. Yeah.
So I guess the last thing that I wanted to touch on was what do you think the plans are for as far as for the rest of the season? Where do you think your team's going? Like you talked about that top 5 finish. Is that something that's realistic for you guys right now?
As of how things are going right now, no, not that top 5 spot, but we had a rough start to the season. We struggled to kind of find our team identity a little bit, and yeah, it's been a tough start for us. We lost quite a few games, in the first couple weeks, and it's tough when you get off to a start like that to kind of gain momentum. So we've been struggling with that up until this point, but actually the last 3 or 4 games have been really encouraging. It seems like we've kind of found our game a little bit, and it's going a lot better now. So hopefully we can just kind of build on that, and coming into Christmas and then into the new year, and
battle for that playoff spot.
Exactly. So like I said, we've got a really young team too. So a lot of guys are, me included, we're all still learning. We're all still, kind of picking things up as we go along. So yeah, hopefully we can build on what we've had going the last 3 or 4 games, and start to climb up the table a little bit.
Nice. Well, listen, from a Cardiff standpoint, we're glad you're playing. We're glad that you're getting so much ice time and developing, because I think it's so important. We talked about this when you told me that you wanted to go over there. I think it is so important for you, especially at your age, to get that ice time. So I'm happy happy it's going well.
Yep.
The people miss you. Everyone obviously misses you. They miss all the guys.
I miss everyone.
So just, I said I'd keep it at 20 minutes. You got about 30 seconds. You have a message for the fans, for the Devils fans?
Yeah, I miss all you guys. I hope everyone's staying safe and following the guidelines, and just hold tight, because when we can get back in Cardiff, it's going to be I'm sure it'll be a riot in the crowd. So I'm really looking forward to things getting back to normal. But most important thing right now is stay positive, stay safe, and will be back before we know it. So thank you all, thank you everyone for their support as well. It's been outstanding for not just me, but all the boys that have found jobs, and it really shows how great a fan base you guys are. So thank you for everything, and we'll see you soon.
Awesome. And last thing, can people watch your games online, or is there a way to follow your games online?
Yeah, so there's a link. I think I sent it to you after one of our first games. That's like the league website. It's ATG Hockey Etan.
So why don't you tweet it out
Yes.
to
Yeah, I will.
followers, so you can build your profile on social media.
Absolutely.
So people can follow you. What's your Twitter sign?
At Sam Duggan 1661, pretty sure.
There you go. So watch out for that. If you're a Devils fan, you don't follow him, and then you can tweet out how to watch your game. And when is your next game?
Tomorrow.
So
Tomorrow night. Yeah.
we're recording this on Tuesday, December 1st. And so December 2nd, you got a game tomorrow.
Yes. And then we've got another one Friday, and then another one went Sunday. So
busy week.
Yeah, busy week.
Okay, well, listen, thanks for taking the time to catch up with us. Good to chat. We'll sit on here and we'll talk some more. But thanks for doing that, and I know the fans will appreciate it.
My pleasure. Cheers, Todd.
Okay.
Thanks.